Today on Tikifire Toy Reviews, Marvel Legends Luke Cage action figure from the MOJO series. Hello, Tikifire here with another Tikifire Toy Review, and today I'm reviewing the Marvel Legends Luke Cage action figure from the MOJO series. And let me tell you, I've been waiting a while now to open this figure, because I love Luke Cage, otherwise known as Power Man. And when I saw they had made a figure of him a while back, man, I was like, I got to have me some Power Man. And he's even in his classic 1970s and 80s yellow and blue outfit. Although the pant legs aren't exactly the blue I was thinking, but hey, that's okay. Now, as you can see, it's spinning here. It is in this blister pack. It is part of the MOJO series, and you can see on the back there's a whole series of these figures. You can get Psylocke, Longshot, Luke Cage, Baron Zemo, Iron Man, it looks like the original Iron Man, and then Falcon. And if you get them all, you can put together MOJO, who I believe was an X-Men villain, but yeah. Anyhow, he was a weird one. And no, I'm not collecting these and planning on putting MOJO together. Sorry. Although I wouldn't mind having some more of these figures, obviously, but I doubt I'll collect them anytime because MOJO is just not really my favorite villain. So, whatever. Now, as you can see on the back there, it says Power Grid. Luke Cage has 1 on intelligence. His strength is 3. I would think it'd be higher because he's really strong. His speed is 1. I can believe that. His durability is 4 because he has rock hard skin and superhuman strength, as it says there on the little blurb about him. Energy projection, there isn't any because he's not really about that. And fighting skills, a 3. I can see that because he can fight pretty well. Height, 6 foot 6 inches. Weight, 425 pounds. Eyes brown, hair black. And in the comic, he's always talking about having 300 pounds of muscle, so I'm not really sure if that's the correct weight, or if he was just saying that in the comic. I really don't know. And it says, wrongly convicted of a crime he didn't commit, Luke Cage submitted to a strange experiment to win his freedom from prison. He emerged with rock-hard skin, superhuman strength, and a thirst for vengeance. Sidetracked by a brush with heroism, Cage cashed in on his newfound powers. Years later, he continues to fight the good fight for the right price. He is Luke Cage, hero for hire. And let me tell you, this is a great looking figure. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to get out the handy dandy box cutter. And we're going to open this guy up and let you take a look at him. Okay, so what comes in the package? Well, this is the backdrop in the package. And there it features one of Luke Cage's, or Power Man's, early enemies. And his name is Diamondback. Diamondback. And he's chasing Luke Cage there. How do I know this? Well, the comic also came with this comic book. It's a reprint of Luke Cage Hero for Hire #1. This is before he was known as Power Man. So, but as you can see, the costume is very similar to the actual action figure. Alright, now I do have one complaint about this. Toy Biz had the comic packed into this plastic wrap here with instructions for how to put the MOJO together. And it was taped to the back here, so when I pulled the tape loose, it ripped this piece here and ripped on down. Ripped on down, so I had to tape it back together. And I didn't even know this was a backdrop. So if I'd known that, I sure wouldn't have ripped it so hard. So this is kind of irritating and really bad form there, Toy Biz. Anyhow, you didn't come for that. You came for the figure. But first, here's the piece of MOJO that came with Luke Cage. And yeah, it's weird. Legs and stuff, and I just don't care. Okay. MOJO's a weird character. Alright. So let's get to actual Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is awesome. And here we have the Luke Cage figure out of the package. And let me tell you, he looks great. Now, I wish they had gone with a little more light blue pants. But they were kind of trying to emulate this comic, as you can see there. The dark pants. This is more like a navy blue, almost black pants that Toy Biz gave him in his outfit here. But he does look like the comic. Looks a lot like the comic. He's got his late 70s, well actually this is early 70s when the comic first came out. So he's got his early 70s yellow shirt with the collar popped open all the way down the front. He's got his chain belt on. He's got his boots with the kind of pirate looking ruffles at the top. And he's got his headband on that's kind of creasing his afro. And the long 70s sideburns. And he's got his right fist clenched as if he's ready to hit somebody, because he was always hitting somebody or something in the comics. And then his left hand, you can actually move the fingers around on. The index finger moves, the pinky finger moves, and then the two middle fingers move together. So you can make him look like he's pointing at someone. And I know in today's age, he's not really politically correct, but Luke Cage is awesome. Power Man, as I like to call him. I think it's better. It's just cooler calling him Power Man to me. But I understand initially he was Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, and then they eventually start calling him Power Man. And if you've never read those old 70s comics, he's got a pretty interesting storyline. You know, he starts out as a criminal, a guy who's in prison for something he didn't actually do. Kind of A-Team-ish, huh? Yeah, A-Team kind of copied from the comics a little. Oh, this is surprising. Yes. Anyways, so then he volunteers for this experiment because the guards are giving him a hard time and all this. And then one of the guards tries to kill him while he's in this machine, and it gives him rock hard skin and makes him really strong. I mean, he was already strong anyways, but it just makes him even stronger. And like increases his mass, all this kind of thing. So like bullets bounce off of him. They still hurt him a little bit. He still complains about them hurting occasionally. But he is fairly indestructible. He's a wonderful character, really great character. I really always have liked him, even as a kid, before I understood the whole blaxploitation kind of angle they were going for with his character. But let me tell you, this is a great character and really fun to read now, especially looking at the styles they were using and all this. And of course, later on, he ends up in a comic with Iron Fist, who I'm going to be doing a review of a figure later. So this figure came out, it was made by Toy Biz. It has a copyright of 2006, so this figure is about 9 years old. Surprisingly, his joints are still pretty movable. So let's take a look at his articulation. And Luke Cage, here's his articulation. He's got a lot. Let's see. He has a rotating point right here, up above his thigh. He's got a ball joint there at the hip, which can rotate out a little bit, not too much. He does have a double jointed knee, as you can see there. Double jointed knee. His foot will rotate right above this boot cuff. His ankle will pivot slightly. Oh, it's pretty tight. I don't think I'm going to try and mess with that angle too much. And like most Toy Biz figures, he does have the joint right there on the bottom of his foot. Oh, that one moves. Weird. You just have to play with these old Toy Biz and they do move eventually. You just play with them a little. Some of them are stuck a little, but you got to be careful. I did break what was his name? Dreadlock? I don't know. Yeah, I think his name was Dreadlock. I broke his arm. Just messing with him. He does have a ball joint at the shoulder, which will rotate around. He does move out like that. He does have a swivel there. He's got a double jointed elbow. His hand will move at the wrist, right under his cuffs there, silver cuffs, and it will bend back and forth. The paint there is coming through. That's not too good, but hey, what are you going to do? It's a 9-year-old figure. His head is on looks like a ball joint of sorts, and his neck will bend down. He can look down that far. He can look up about that far because his collar is kind of blocking his head from looking any further up. And his other arm is very similar, although here, instead of a fist, he does have movable fingers. His thumb does not move, but They did give him articulation here. His index finger moves down, his middle two fingers move, and then his pinky finger will move. So you can have him doing like a, he can give you like, let's see, hard rock devil horn kind of thing. I'm Luke Cage and I'm here to rock. Okay. So yeah, there's Luke Cage. Oh, and one more thing. He does have articulation here. He will bend forward slightly. Although, yeah, this is kind of stiff. I'm not going to really play with that too much. Let's see. There it goes. He will bend forward at the rib cage there. These Toy Biz figures, a lot of them had that. And then his wrist does rotate. Overall, really cool figure. I believe in the Hasbro line, Marvel Infinity line, they have made a more modern looking Luke Cage. But I believe he was a Comic-Con exclusive or something like that. Really hard to get. He was part of another package. And I do believe he was in that modern outfit. And you know what? This is my favorite outfit. I don't even care about that modern outfit. I've seen him. You know, he just looks like any normal guy on the street. This looks like a superhero. And that's kind of what he is. I mean, he is a hero for hire, so he's a little bit different in that aspect. But he does, oftentimes when you read the comics, he does stuff for free a lot of times. And you know, he's a good guy. Overall, he's a good guy. And he's a cool character. And he was one of the first African-American superheroes in the comics. So that's got to rate him something. So pretty cool. Now, if you haven't got one of these, would I recommend getting one? Certainly. Especially if you're interested in the old Power Man character from the 70s. Or if you just like, you know, reading comics and that sort of thing. I would definitely pick this guy up. Of course, if you get this guy in this outfit, you're going to need the old school Iron Fist to go with him, I'm sure. So please keep tuned, stay tuned to my channel, and we'll have a review of him coming up sometime soon. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please check out my other videos. And thanks a whole lot for your time.